and welcome to Knit with Hannah. I'm Hannah. Today we're going to do some finger knitting with 2 fingers. Hi, welcome to Knit with Hannah. I'm Hannah. I'm here with Knitting Natter to help you learn to knit the easy way. We are finger knitting today. Don't need the needles, you just need a ball of yarn. And before we get started, I want to just explain to you which ball of yarn you might need for different sized hands. I'd say for most adults you would want to use chunky or super chunky yarn just because we've got larger fingers and it's a lot easier to manoeuvre a thicker yarn. And if you're a child or you're supporting your children to finger knit, then they would be fine with DK probably or Aran or worsted weight yarn. This is slightly thinner yarn and it would be ideal for smaller fingers. So today we're going to start finger knitting, and keep watching because next week I'm going to show you how you finish your finger knitting. Let's get to it. I'll show you at the end what I've made with 2 finger knitting. I'm going to start this finger knitting like I start all of my other knitting with a slip knot. Use the short end and take hold of the 2 fingers on your left hand, wind that short end around the fingers near the tips and then around the fingers near the knuckles. And then we're going to use the index finger on the right hand and go underneath that first loop and pull the second loop through. That's your slip knot, but it's also your first stitch. And that goes on to the index finger in your left hand. So that's our first stitch. We're now going to utilise the rest of this yarn and make lots more stitches. We have to wind the yarn around the fingers to make stitches, and this isn't about using a needle or anything, it's just something you have to get used to and it will become automatic. But let's start very slowly. Keep the stitches not right near the tips, otherwise you're likely to lose them and they'll fall off and you could find yourself getting lost. So let's start. We've already got 1 stitch, so we take the yarn underneath the middle finger, around and then underneath the index, and then over the index, around and over the middle. So we now have 2 strands on each finger. This is where we make the first row of stitches. So we take that first loop and pull it over the second loop, and we repeat. Now, it won't look like much yet. We've still got the slip knot sitting there. You can tighten that up a bit if you like, but not too much. So we take the long yarn again and we do exactly the same process. Over the index and under the middle, over the middle and under the index. And now we move those loops over the fingers like that. That's it, it's that simple. Over the index, under the middle, over the middle and under the index. And then we make 2 more stitches. And this is going to grow before you know it. And moving the yarn around the fingers will feel automatic. You'll be doing it without thinking about it before you know it. And you don't have to see and watch what you're doing very much, other than the fact that you need to be aware of where the stitches are. If they are too near the tips and you're not bending your fingers enough as you move the loops and make the next stitches on the next row, then you're likely to have them drop off of the tips of your fingers. So I always bend my fingers when I'm making those stitches. So you're doing well with your finger knitting, you know how to start, and you can just let it fly off of your fingers and sit there and keep knitting. Now, I used to finger knit when I was walking around the playground. I'd have a ball of yarn in my pocket, and I used to love that when I was a child. We used to do it on coach trips as well. If we were going to a museum with the school or something like that, then I would sit there with a ball of yarn. My friends would as well. We'd all have this finger knitting going while we were in the coach waiting to get to the museum or the theatre or something like that. So you can take it anywhere. I think that's the bonus of finger knitting. You don't have to carry needles with you. But what can you make with it? Well, stick with me and do subscribe and hit the little bell, because next week I will be showing you how you finish your finger knitting, how you end your finger knitting, and you can make something like this. You could make a necklace, or maybe you have this idea like me when I was a child that you can make a skipping rope. This is made from kitchen string. And it's Obviously it's stronger, there's not a lot of elasticity to it, so it's going to last longer. It's not going to stretch so much as a wool one would, which means it's really sturdy. And if you want to make something like this, you could even find some vintage skipping rope handles where the mechanism opens up and you could put it through those as well. I'd love to know what you want to make with your finger knitting in the comments, do let me know. I will see you next week. Like I said, do subscribe and hit the little bell for notifications, because you will see next week how to finish your finger knitting. You can cut the end of the yarn without it all collapsing and all unravelling. I hope you'll join me for that. Thanks for joining me today. Bye for now. Happy knitting and happy finger knitting.